The War of Jenkins Ear stands out as one of history's most peculiar conflicts. It began not with a grand clash of armies or a daring act of espionage, but with a single gruesome act, the severing of a British captain's ear. This seemingly minor event, shocking in its brutality, would ignite a firestorm of outrage in Britain, ultimately leading to a full-blown war with Spain. The year was 1731 when Robert Jenkins, a merchant captain sailing the high seas, had a fateful encounter with a Spanish coastguard vessel. This encounter, marked by accusations of smuggling and punctuated by an act of shocking violence, would reverberate through the corridors of power, transforming a personal tragedy into a matter of international significance. Captain Robert Jenkins was no stranger to the perils of 18th-century seafaring. The trade routes between Europe and the Americas were fraught with danger, with piracy and international rivalry posing constant threats. While sailing near Cuba, Jenkins's ship was intercepted by a Spanish patrol ship. The Spanish, suspicious of smuggling activities, boarded Jenkins's vessel. What followed was a brutal interrogation, culminating in the Spanish captain taking his cutlass and slicing off Jenkins' ear. This act, a vicious display of power, left Jenkins disfigured and enraged. Jenkins, upon returning to England, wasted no time in seeking justice. He presented his severed ear, preserved in a jar of brandy, to King George II and the British Parliament. The sight of the mutilated appendage caused a sensation. It became a potent symbol of Spanish aggression and cruelty. Parliamentarians, already wary of Spain's growing power, seized upon the incident. They used it to fan the flames of public outrage, portraying Spain as a barbaric and untrustworthy power. The War of Jenkins Ear, declared in 1739, was not solely about a severed ear. It was a culmination of long-standing tensions between Britain and Spain. Both nations were vying for control of trade routes and colonies in the Americas. The ear incident merely provided the spark. The war itself was a brutal affair, fought across the Atlantic, in the Caribbean, and even on the coast of Florida. It dragged on for 9 years, ultimately merging with the larger War of the Austrian Succession. The peace treaty, signed in 1748, did little to address the original grievances that had fueled the conflict. The War of Jenkins' Ear, despite its unusual origins, serves as a reminder of the complexities of international relations. It highlights how seemingly insignificant events can escalate into major conflicts, driven by a mix of political maneuvering, economic interests, and national pride.